someone canceling people on the right. But the only one canceling people on the right is Donald Trump.
On May 25, 2024, Trump was put to the test when he faced off against Costa and Jon Stewart. Despite Trump's incessant diatribes about canceling culture and his assertions that the left is suppressing conservative opinions, the two men cruelly made fun of Trump, his team, and the individual. Conversely, Stewart Trump asserts that he is now the real master of cancellation culture, and that things have changed.
Who dare speak out against him? Refuse to buy into Trump's stolen election claims, and you'll lose your job like Liz Cheney or countless others. In fact, everything the right says cancel culture does to them is actually being done by MAGA. For example,
Liz Cheney, a devout Republican, faced some difficult situations when she publicly denied Trump's absurd allegations that the 2020 election was rigged. She was stripped of her leadership position within the House Republican ranks as a result of her refusal to accept this idea. She was taken down from her job by Trump and his loyal followers. The so-called woke people did not plan her demise. The tale of Liz Cheney ought to act as a warning. She's not the only victim of the former president's remarks because she dared to criticize them.
Failure of leadership. And you can boo all you want. But here's the thing.
Donald Trump is running to stay out of prison. And if we elect, I know.
However, that is not the end of it. Republicans who don't agree with President Trump's policies have been marginalized or eliminated entirely. Another example is Adam Kinzinger, who, like him, rejected Trump and faced harsh criticism from within his own political party. It seems that you have to agree with Trump in order to participate in conversations or arguments. You can't just openly oppose him.
Person who says what he thinks, and I don't hide the fact that I wasn't a fan of our last president's character issues. And I'm also no fan.
Stewart clarified the unusual circumstances by sharing their perspective on this bewildering predicament.
show some damn respect, Romney, you piece of shit motherfucker! It's called class. Like I was telling your mother last night. Hickory dickory doorman. Your mom was f***ing a mole man.
2021. January, Tucker Carlson. According to a court filing by Dominion Voting Systems, the well-known television presenter allegedly called former President Trump a demonic power in a text exchange with his producer. Currently, Carlson's employer, Fox News, is being sued by Dominion for defamation. The details that have surfaced from the ongoing legal processes shed light on the private conversations and viewpoints of prominent media personalities about the former president. Interview. As Jon Stewart pointed out, politicians occasionally have to be prepared to act dishonestly in order to get their way. Strangely, Carlson was seen giggling and chatting with the same person he had been yelling at moments earlier. This situation is an excellent illustration of how politicians frequently have to put on a front and adopt a new identity in order to get the desired outcomes.
Cancel culture, you can only speak your truths in private while denying them in public. For instance, this poor young fella who privately wrote of Trump, "He's a demonic force, a destroyer. I hate him passionately." He wrote in private. But of course, in public, fearing the cancel mob, he's forced to stand next to his tormentor with what can only be described as the fakest of overlap faces.
Among Battlefield JN's politics, apart from Stewart, who wasn't the only crusader against Trump, Costa also joined the fray by making several scathing comments regarding the former president's legal issues. Costa set the tone, though, with a funny comment that summed up the ridiculousness of the situation before he lost his cool.
But that's cancel culture. It won't let you speak your truth. In fact, it makes you do something even.
The audience was clearly engaged by that. But let's return to the Trump legal proceedings. Would you mind talking about the ramifications of bringing this up for a moment? There are expenses to take into account when discussing such issues, and there are costs to consider.
Is coming to an end, and just like Stormy Daniels said, it was over much more quickly than expected.
Donald Trump recently stated in a statement how excited he is to testify in his own trial, which is set for May 20th, 2024. The former president has made it clear that he plans to offer his interpretation of the events, so this move is not unusual. He's even cracked jokes about cameras being there for the entire thing. Trump has been expressing his willingness and excitement to testify on his own behalf for a while now.
So many people during this trial, this blonde blob, this other blob, this one blob with the mustache, it's just too bad no one's invented cameras yet, but we haven't heard from the biggest blob of them all, Donald Trump.
When the president formally addresses the evidence, Costa is ready to answer with a witty repertoire, and Trump is ready with an astounding selection of humorous one-liners.
Problem testifying. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm testifying. I tell the truth. I mean, all I can do is tell the truth.
Do you plan to testify in court?
Probably so. I would like to. I mean, I think so.
Will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I look forward.
After a protracted trial, Trump has been open for months about his desire to testify. This is his moment to present his side of the tale. He has been waiting for this opportunity to do so.
Yes. Right at the buzzer. Yeah. Yes.
I was in disbelief, unable to process and make sense of the startling knowledge that had been shared with me. I was both astounded and stunned by the news I had just received. I was caught off guard by the information and was left feeling utterly flabbergasted. I couldn't completely comprehend or make sense of the words.
Testimony has wrapped, and Donald Trump notably did not take the stand.
As it becomes funnier and funnier, watch this incredible sequence that will make you laugh aloud and get ready for more enjoyment.
What? After talking such a big game, he's not testifying? So he's doing the opposite of what he told us he was gonna do over and over again? That's not the Donald Trump I know.
Costa was unable to avoid getting directly into the heart of Donald Trump and Nikki Haley's simmering dispute, which was a shared grievance despite their different political opinions. The two figures' underlying animosity for one another was a common conversation starter.
Are you just full of shit? Yes. Okay. Well, I really wanted that. Yeah, well, we should believe.
Former U.S. Ambassador to the UN Nikki Haley was a strong critic of then-President Donald Trump, especially regarding his divisive remarks and actions. Initially hesitant to criticize her party's leader, Haley eventually felt compelled to speak out due to her concerns about the negative impact of Trump's behavior on the nation's reputation, both domestically and internationally. Born in India to immigrant parents, Haley wasn't afraid to call out Trump for his polarizing and sometimes racist comments. She was particularly angry about his claims that Mexican immigrants are rapists and criminals, and his failure to condemn white supremacists during the 2017 Charlottesville protests. Haley stood firm, even publicly opposing Trump's decision to withdraw the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement, arguing that this would damage the country's standing as a global leader and the fight against climate change. In typical Trump fashion, he responded to her criticism with insults about her Indian background, jokes about her name, and subtle digs at her past, all seemingly meant to undermine her authority. However, in a surprising turn of events, Haley and Trump eventually grew closer. Haley gradually softened her criticism of Trump, and they developed mutual respect and cooperation. This unexpected shift puzzled many observers since it seemed to contradict Haley's earlier strong stance against Trump's divisive actions. Some speculated that Haley's change in approach was motivated by her desire to maintain her political influence and reputation within the Republican Party. They guessed that she decided it was more beneficial to work with Trump rather than constantly oppose him to achieve her policy goals and advance American interests abroad. The rapid change in Haley's relationship with Trump fascinated political analysts and observers, highlighting the unpredictable nature of the Trump administration and the complex dynamics within the Republican Party.
How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters, some of whom voted for you in 2020 but say they don't want to now? How do you bring them back into the tent?
They're going to all vote for me again. They're going to all vote for me again, everybody. And I'm not sure we need too many.
Damn.
Costa is intrigued to see that Haley had already stated that Trump would have to earn her support before gaining it. Given his prior position, it's unclear how Trump will handle Haley's followers moving forward.
That's cold. Trump's like, yeah, let me reach out to Haley supporters. Oh, gotcha! Trump just doesn't care about winning over Haley.
Costa is unsure about accepting Trump's endorsement. While Trump's support could greatly boost Costa's campaign, there are risks involved. The specifics of Trump's endorsement are still unknown. Costa needs to balance the benefits of gaining a loyal fan base and media attention with the controversy surrounding Trump and the ongoing investigation into him. Supporting Trump too much might alienate some voters who don't agree with his views. Costa is discussing this with his team and tracking survey results to understand the impact on fundraising and his political future. He knows this decision could greatly affect his campaign and career. Costa wants to make a careful choice that matches his values and the interests of his voters. He is determined to navigate this tricky situation thoughtfully. Please subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoyed this video. Costa is committed to making a well-informed decision as things change. Thank you for your time, and we hope to see you in another fun video.